So where do I begin? Um, I don't really know where to begin. First of all, number one, why am I making this video? Well, in the past week, 2 weeks, there's been just crazy like scamming story that happened in the Lego World War II community, in the Lego military community. Um, oh my gosh, I don't even know how to do this video. This video is gonna be so hard to make. The camera's like up here, so I need to look up here. And also I just don't look good right now. I haven't really been working out much and super busy with school and work and stuff. And this topic is like just so stupid. So this is probably just gonna be me completely rambling. Just whatever comes in my mind, I'm just gonna talk about it. Freeform video, whatever. I kind of talk slow and ramble. But yeah, anyways, what other important things should I highlight? So yeah, all of this, what I'm going to talk about, happened on Instagram. Nothing happened on YouTube. So if you're coming from YouTube and you only know me on YouTube, you will not know what I'm talking about. Number two, this is all about like custom figs. So if you don't really like collecting custom figs, or you think the whole hobby of it is stupid and like the values of figs and stuff is like stupid, then click away from this video. Don't watch it. I have a ton of builder friends who may come and watch this and they'll think this is all stupid. And I agree. This is all stupid. Like the values of these figs is just completely insane. And also high level collectors would agree. Well, most of them would agree. Some would, like to have the values high. But yeah, what else do I have to mention? Anyone I mention in this video will be completely like anonymous. There won't be any doxing. During this whole event, I'm going to call it like a saga, I guess. No one got doxed. There was like personal information involved, but no one got doxed. Nothing got publicly leaked, publicly revealed, anything like that. And what else? Yeah, the lighting here looks pretty bad because I don't have a camera. And also, while I film this, I actually have to go to work in like 2 hours. So hopefully I can get this done in an hour. And I got to edit this whole video. But also, what do I want to say? I'm assuming that the scammer, the person who initially started all of this, will be watching. So hi, I will be referring to you as H for obvious reasons. When I say H, kind of obvious who I'm talking about. Me, Mr. Butler, you know who I am. Sorry about that accent. Man, this is just kind of weird filming this, knowing that not a lot of people are going to watch this, but a lot of people deep within the community will watch this, because this is me just talking about my whole side of the story of this whole situation. Anyways, let's begin. And I'm going to start from the very beginning with the story. So about 10 months ago, what is it? Yeah, about 10, 11 months ago, I finally like moved off of YouTube and onto Discord and Instagram and stuff in the Lego military community. For years I have always just been on YouTube, but nowadays I'm pretty much only on Instagram and Discord. I will upload some YouTube content, but as you can see, I barely don't upload anything anymore because, as you can see, I moved. I have an apartment now, and things in my personal life are moving, they're progressing. So, filming videos, not on the priority list. But yeah, anyways, it starts way back then. Just as I moved onto Instagram and Discord stuff, a fan like introduced me to Discord. I added them on Discord, and they invited me to like prominent Lego military servers and stuff like that. And I shared my builds, all fine and dandy. It's all great. And this guy, Mr. H, appears. By the way, Mr. H is a minor. They're not an adult. But that doesn't really matter in this video. But I'm just gonna mention that. I'm an adult, by the way. if it wasn't obvious. But yeah, anyways, so Mr. H appears. They've been watching me for a little bit. They knew about me. And Mr. H is like a very prominent Lego minifig collector, particularly of TMC and only TMC. That's like the main brand they collect. And TMC is also known as MRU. TMC, MRU, same thing. And, they're a collector, and they're like, hey, I saw you have some, like, figs in your videos. You want to trade? And I didn't know at the time. I completely, like, never knew the values of my figs because, I bought some stuff in, like, 2017, and that's, like, a big time for TMC. That's when a lot of cool figs came out, I guess. But I bought some stuff then, using in some of my videos. He sent me, like, screenshots of my videos of the figs, like, oh, you want to trade this for that? Stuff like that. And basically he was trying to like lowball me on trades. But I knew like, whoa, he's like really pressuring me right now. So I said like, no, thank you. I'll just kind of sit back, and when I know the value of things, then I'll trade. Because when someone like comes up to you and you're like, oh, you want to trade, when you don't know what you have, like the value of it is, you might want to take a step back and figure out the value first, just to make sure like you're not getting scammed. And he actually gave like some decent trades. Like, let's say for example, the object in question was like $200. He would offer something that was worth like $125 or something like that. It's still bad, but not a total scam. I'm trying to be nice to him here. At this point, I don't want to say I hate him, but I dislike him. I dislike Mr. H very heavily, and you'll see later in this long video why I dislike him a lot, and he hates me for the most asinine, stupid reasons. But yeah, anyways, that's my first interaction with him. He offers to like trade stuff, and that's where I go on this deep rabbit hole and I start collecting figs, because I discovered some of the figs I bought a long time ago were actually like really valuable. And I started collecting figs. I got on Instagram. I was building stuff, and I also started collecting figs. And also, if anyone is watching this and you're not like a serious fig collector yet, I would warn you, don't do it. It's not worth it. Just buy like new releases, or buy like cheap second-hand figs, for reasonable prices. When you get into serious fig collecting and like you're trying to get these figs that are like from these specific events like years ago, it's crazy. It's annoying. Is it fun? Kind of. It's fun when you're not getting scammed, and also when you're getting reasonable deals. But yeah, anyways, I'm just collecting, and throughout this time, I know Mr. H. We treat each other as acquaintances and as friends, but Mr. H, he has a certain characteristic about him. He talks very rudely. He's a very like stubborn, snarky person, and that's not necessarily bad. Like, sure, you can act like a douchebag in a Discord server and stuff like that, but that doesn't make you the same as like a scammer or like an evil person or something like that. But yeah, pretty annoying. And it got to a moment where like I was acquaintancing with them, and I was like just talking with them, and they would just suddenly just kind of start attacking me. Attack's probably not the right word, but they would just make like stupid like insults at me, like. And keep in mind, Mr. H is a very serious fig collector, and he would insult me for like how I collected figs. There was like, for example, there was a fig that came up that I already had that was valuable, but someone was selling it for a pretty good deal, so I bought it knowing that I would use it later to trade, because a lot of people in the fig collecting community, they only do trades. So, a way to get those figs is to, if you see a good one that you don't really want, but it will be useful for later to trade, you'll get it and use it as like collateral, for trade and stuff. And he didn't like that. Like, oh man, you're buying duplicates and you're paying stupid prices. Well, number one, yes, paying high prices is stupid. It does affect the local economy of the local market. But the major counter to that is a free market, man. If the people got the money and the demand is high enough, you can pay those prices. And he was attacking me for this, and it was just really stupid because he is also guilty of literally the same things. He had 2 of the same things, and I'll give a specific example here. He had 2 Austrian painters. You guys will know what I'm talking about there. And he also had other duplicate figs that he would use for the same thing, to trade or sell, just like that's kind of a valid way to collect. You have one for collecting, and you'll use one for like other purposes. He did that. He did the same thing. And he also was known for like just paying the most stupid prices. And I talked to several people a long time ago, just when I was figuring out the whole community, and they told me that Mr. H was like the genesis of just raising all the prices on all these really rare figs. And yeah, it's stupid. And also, I'm not going to show like a lot of sources or proof in this. I will show like screenshots of some stuff. But this is just purely from my perspective, and feel free to disagree with me and think I'm a lying bastard. But I'm just being honest as possible and just telling my whole side of the story, because this is going to be good content. And this is why I'm making this video, because it's good content. And I thought I heard something. And Mr. H, if you're kind of annoyed with me making this video, well, I'm a content creator. What do you expect me to not make a video about this? So yeah, anyways, Mr. H just being two-faced, insulting me for the same stuff he does. And for example, there was one fig that I paid pretty high for. I won't say the price. Let's just say I paid three for it. I paid 3 for this fig. Later, like a month later or something, or like 2 weeks later, I don't remember, but a short time later, Mr. H paid 1.5 times more. 1.5 times more. That is like 4.5 for the same fig. Later, he just paid like way more, 50% more. So he just totally contradicted himself. Stupid, does the same thing. And he was just acting snarky to me and just acting super rude for no reason. And there's like one day where I just totally went off on him, and I like said like, dude, you are so rude. Stop doing it. What you do, you can't accuse me of doing this stuff when you do the same thing. How you're standing on like false ground. And I really went off on him, and actually he did like listen to that. And he did tone it down. He was less rude, but he still was rude to other people and maintained a rude, snarky attitude. But he stopped accusing me of like the same stuff he was doing. So yeah, we're pretty much fine for that, and everything between him and I are fine. Like we actually I bought like 2 things from him, maybe 3 things. I bought some things from him, and I also did a trade with him, and he was good and stuff. And we get to the point in the story, we get really close to what's happening now. But I have to mention that Mr. H within the community, even though he has like a really bad attitude and he's known for like just he's a rich boy. He's a minor. He gets all his money from mommy and daddy. He actually, people have told me, I haven't seen evidence of this, but people have told me he's showed pictures of him flexing money, which is like really stupid, and it's just totally disgusting. Like, even if you're rich, like, just don't do that. It's like absolutely disgusting, and it shows how corrupted your character is. What was I gonna say? I'm rambling so much right now. Okay, yes. So Mr. H, he's known, despite those bad qualities, he's known as a really good trader. He's a fair trader. He will even do good trades that sometimes slightly disadvantage him. He will trade something that's he has higher value of for something that's a little lower value, and that's totally good and stuff like that. He has a good reputation there. And to point out a specific case, there's like a new guy. He was like 13, 14 or 15 or something. He just entered the community, and somehow like on Mercari, he like got these like rare fakes for like super cheap, and everyone was super jealous. And Mr. H came and traded with the noob guy. He totally could have taken advantage of him, but no, he actually did like good, fair trade with him. At least what I think. All these values of these fakes are subjective, but yeah, overall, pretty good trades, pretty fair, and it just reinforces good reputation. And now we get up to present time. So this is about maybe 2-3 weeks ago. Mr. H approaches me, and he wants to trade with me. And he offers, well, we kind of talk, and eventually we end up with this deal of these 3 figs, my figs, for these 3 figs of his. So, it's 3 for 3. It's a 1-for-1 trade deal. And I know, you YouTube guys will not know the values of these figs, but basically, it's a confident to say that I was getting the much better deal. Some of these figs he had were like commission figs, and they were just like super rare and really hard to get. And the figs I had, they're rare and they're hard to get. Some of them really hard to get. But his were just more valuable. And 2 of the figs I was trading were my duplicate figs that I would use for trades. And we agree on the deal. We say like, okay, yeah, let's do this. But little did I know, at the same time, he was doing this to 5 or 6 other people as well, trading with 5 or 6 other people at the same time while trading with me. And this will be important. So, I ship off my package the same day or next day. I think it was probably the same day I shipped off my package because, I want to be a good person. I want to maintain like a good reputation. So I ship it off same day, and he gets the package. He tells me he gets it, and he also gets like other people's packages. And it just taken a little while for him to send, and it's fine. I wait because he's in high school now. We're both in school. I'm in college. He's in high school, and I'm like, okay, probably busy. Totally fine. I don't really care too much because he has a good reputation. And then one day, I wake up, and I think I'll post a screenshot here. Just word breaks out that Mr. H is doing a massive scam. He's what we would call this like an exit scam. Previously, Mr. H has said that he wanted to leave the community or quit, which I understand. Fig collecting, especially custom fig collecting, is pretty stupid and just really annoying sometimes. So totally don't blame him there. But apparently he wanted to go out as the villain. And actually someone told me I talked to a lot of people during this. A lot of people told me, secondhand things like, oh, he said this in this group chat, stuff like that. I'm just going to tell you what I think what happened. But Mr. H said to someone apparently that he wanted to go out as the villain. Do this huge... sorry, the camera kind of refreshed itself there. But yeah, anyways, Mr. H wanted to go out in a huge bang. He wanted to do a huge exit scam, steal all these like really rare figs from all these people, including me. And by the way, I was most likely, this is not confirmed, but we do have evidence for this. I was most likely his primary target. And there's actually a screenshot here where he's saying that. Like, oh, I was going for JF Butler. And also there should be another screenshot right here of him, saying a close acquaintance told me that he wanted to go for me because he didn't like how I collect. And this is where I got to ramble. Like, targeting someone because you don't like how they collect, that is so damn stupid. Immature, stupid, dumb. Like just imagine I'm driving on the road and I see someone that I don't like how they're driving. Does that give me the right to go up to them and like break their windshield or steal their wallet because I don't like how they're driving? No, it doesn't. And that logic is so just evil. It's literally evil. And he said he wanted to go out as a villain, so he's like aware of what he's doing and like how bad it is. And it's so stupid. That reason is so stupid. Sure, there are people in the community that don't like how I collect, and I will admit, you know, I've done some like bad collecting, you know, just paying bad prices. But once again, the argument that I mentioned, the free market, stuff like that, you know, the highest person paying, stuff like that, you know, that's all fair. That's all fair game. Nothing I was doing was wrong. It was just stupid. But what this guy was doing, Mr. H, what he was doing was just straight up disgusting and literally breaking a law. There was a certain law he was breaking. It's like kind of some interstate commerce law. I don't specifically remember it, but yeah, he was literally like breaking a law. And also he was targeting a second person, but that person's not involved in the story. They are one of the victims, but I'm not going to talk about them here because it doesn't really matter. So they were trying to scam me and 5 or 6 other people. So immediately, the same morning after I wake up, all the victims, we make a group chat and we just start talking. We are talking like, okay, what deal did you do with him? What did he steal from you? Stuff like that. And during this time, Mr. H completely, he blocked all of us. And keep in mind, he blocked all of us. He said he was targeting 2 people, but probably targeting all of us, actually. Most likely targeting all of us, because why would you block everyone? It's so stupid. And later he would go back and say like, oh, I wasn't trying to scam this specific person, you know, but you blocked him, bro. Like, stupid, just stupid. He said that after his plan failed, and we'll get to that. He does fail in the end. But yeah, we're all talking, and like, you know, this is horrible. It's like a really bad day, you know, losing these figs. And sure, in the end, if I did, you know, get scammed, it's plastic. It's whatever. It's not going to kill me. Not even going to hurt me. I'll get over it in like freaking a day or 2. Doesn't matter. It happens. Like when you're doing high level collecting like this, you may get scammed. It's just a thing you have to be aware of and have to be ready to accept. But yeah, we're just all talking, and you know, when someone does an exit scam like that, like a huge thing, they're not going to get away easy. Maybe if you're scamming a noob, just one guy who doesn't know what he's doing, sure, maybe you can, most likely you will get away with it. But when you're scamming 6 or 7 people, high level people, smart people who know what they're doing, hell, I'm a freaking goddamn computer scientist. Like, they will try to get back at you. And I'm not going to say how we did it. I'm not going to say how we found it. But here's a big reveal. We got his mom's phone number. Not going to say how we got it. But yeah, we got his mom's phone number. By the way, legal. Totally, we do like any, you know, hacking or anything or stealing like personal information or stuff like that. No. You know, didn't do that. Everything we did was totally legal. So we got his mom's phone number, and then one of us texts her like, "Hey, is this your son? You know, do they do Legos and light planes?" And the mother confirms, "Yes, that's my son." And this phone number we knew was attached to this specific address. This Mr. H uses like literal address. So stupid. And by the way, there are other ways. You don't just need the address. There are other ways to find people. We actually didn't find him through his address. We found him through other ways. But anyways, I'm not gonna say how we did it because obviously, you know, scammers will try to use that. But there's always a way. Basically, whenever you're online, you always leave a paper trail. you always a digital footprint. That's what I should say. You always leave a digital footprint, and it can always be traced back. And when you have 6 or 7 people focusing on you, pretty high chance very high chance actually that you're gonna get caught. So we got his mom's phone number, texted her. She confirmed that she was his mother. And then, and at this point, I wasn't texting her. It was someone else in the group. And by the way, he's from France. And I may put like screenshots up of the conversation. Of course, not going to show the phone number, not going to show anything. And he just explains the situation. Like, hi, your son's on Instagram. He scammed us. He scammed my friends. Stuff like that. And the mother, this is so funny. At the time, like, we sent the text message, he was in school because, he's in high school. So he was in school, and the mother said, okay, I will talk to him, like, after school, or I'll talk to him later. And it's so funny. And also, while we're waiting, I decide to text the mother, too. I say, like, hey, I'm JF Butler. I tell her who I am, actually. Like, I'm JF Butler. I run a YouTube channel. I have an Instagram. Because, I'm fairly big. People say I'm big. I'm not that big, guys. But I say who I am to give more credibility. And she says the same thing. Like, okay, yeah. I'll talk to my son after school or after. And just about the time when he realistically would be getting home, he unblocks us. And he messages us. And his tone is totally different. He says, like, all right, I will send back your stuff. I'll send back your stuff. Give me your address, stuff like that. We don't know what happened. We don't know what the mother said. If the mother yelled at him, it could have been, maybe she didn't even care. Mr. H said that she didn't care. He could be bluffing. Who knows? But whatever happened, the mother got him to do something, which is amazing. By the way, if the mother ever sees this or whether, thank you so much. Like, you were really nice, and I'm just really thankful that you could, like, help us get through this awful situation and make it right. So thank you. Mr. H, you have a really nice mom. Love her. But yeah, he unblocks us, and things start rolling, and things actually look good. And we give him, our addresses and stuff, because he's actually going to ship. However, the thing is that Mr. H says that he's only going to send what we sent back. So the figs I sent, he's going to send back to me, the same figs I sent him. And at first, I asked him, hey, why not the original deal, the deal that we agreed on? And he says something like, oh, I don't have those figs anymore, or something like that. And, which was a lie, by the way. He still had those figs. And I said, okay, whatever. That's fine. Just send me the original figs back. And keep in mind, I agreed to something that he lied about. He lied about this. Later, with another guy, I'm going to refer to this person as Mr. D. Mr. D, he's a victim. And Mr. H is trying to... What Mr. D sent was actually, like, really valuable. He sent, like, 5 figs that are, like, pretty valuable. And Mr. H really wants those figs. So he's trying to work something out with Mr. D. Like, oh, hey, can you take this instead? Like, can we do this deal? But clearly Mr. H wasn't going to do the original deal for whatever reason. And during that, Mr. H films his whole collection, and he sends it to Mr. D. And because all the victims are in a victim group chat, Mr. D sends screenshots of his whole collection to us, and he's like, oh, what should I take? And I see in those screenshots my figs that he owes me, those 3 figs. And I'm like, wait, that's BS. I should be getting those figs. So I message Mr. H like, hey, I see that you have the figs. Let's do the original deal, because you are supposed to do the original deal. That is what a trade is. And Mr. H says, this is the second lie. He says, oh, I'm actually trading those. I'm holding those for this other person who's trading them. And I'm like, okay, fair. I message that other person, which I'll call Mr. B. I message Mr. B. I'm like, hey, is Mr. H holding these figs for you? Are you going to trade for these? And Mr. B says, no, what the heck? That's like total BS. Like, because he was lying. And then I come back to Mr. H. And I'm like, hey, you're lying here. You just lied to me again for a second time. And I say, dude, let's do the original deal, or I'm going to message your mother. And Mr. H, he's a very egotistical person. He likes to play tough, act tough. And he's like, oh, what are you going to do, man? Message my mom? Go ahead, message her, stuff like that. He was like egging me on. He was bluffing, clearly. And I'm like, okay, yeah, totally fair. Like, I'm an adult. I can message another adult. And that's what I did. I messaged his mother, like, hey, he lied to me. He's not going to do the original deal. Can you please deal with this? And it's so funny because, like, Mr. H tried to convince his mom that I agreed to Mr. H tried to convince his mom that I accepted me taking my original figs back. But I proved to Mr. H's mom that I actually agreed to something that he lied about, because, he lied about it. And she's like, okay, I'll go talk to him, and I'll give you a response. And then later, shortly after, Mr. H, he messages me. He's like, hey, can we call? And I was just getting off of work, so I'm like, okay, yeah, we can call. Just let me get home. I just got off of work and stuff like that. I get home, and I'm like, all right, let's call, bro. I don't want to call him bro anymore, but let's call. And this was actually super, like, satisfying, but also disturbing and really sad all at the same time. It was just very emotional and also super cringy. Keep in mind, this is all over a bunch of stupid plastic, all right? This is so stupid. But Mr. H literally begged me. He did not cry. By the way, stepping back, I recorded this. I recorded the whole phone call, and it was a video call as well. I recorded everything, just in case, to have, like, evidence and stuff. And by the way, the state he lives in is a one-party consent state. I looked that up before I called him. So everything was legal. But I recorded the whole thing. So I do have it. And I'll actually probably, like, post screenshots of it here. I won't play the video. I won't even show any audio, because I don't want to reveal, like, someone's lowest moment like that to the internet. It's, like, really funny, and it's satisfying to see, like, a horrible scammer, rich, degenerate loser just be at his weakest moment. But I'm not going to do that, mostly because of the mom. The mom was super nice, so I'm going to do that for her. I respect her. Thank you, by the way, for doing that. But yeah, Mr. H, he begs, and in his voice, it sounds like he's going to cry. And that was the beginning of the call. He begs, and he says, like, oh, I got this, this fig from my friend, and they're really special to me. And who knows if that story's true? Who knows if he got it, like, from some special friend or whatever? At this point, he's lied to me, like, twice. Hell, even more times. Lied to me a bunch. He hates me. And I just tell him, no, let's do the original deal. You give me those figs. And he's like, okay. And I really appreciate him doing this next part. He actually repackages the package on camera for me, and he shows himself putting the figs into the box. He shows me the condition of the figs, and he shows me that everything is legit, which I really appreciate. And after that moment, like, his voice changes. He's, like, just super dead cold serious, because he knew that, like, he just lost. Like him begging to me was his last card he could play. He played it, and clearly it didn't work. So After that call, everything's good. He packages it. And then he says, like, and by the way, this is also, like, important. Like, he says, like, I'm going to ship these things the next day at 4 o'clock, after he gets off of school. And very well enough, the next day, at that time, he sends us the tracking, like, pictures of the receipt for the post office. So so far, this is pretty legit, and everything is adding up. And, of course, he could totally, during this time, like, change the contents in the box or something like that. Try to one-up me, something like that. But the victims, we already talked about this, and we had a plan B ready for that. I'm not going to say what the plan B was if he sent me the wrong things on purpose. But thankfully, in the end, he did send me the right things. I just got the package today. And I'll be right back. All right, so I'm back. Here is the 3 that he sent me. Hopefully it focuses. Okay, yeah, you guys can't really see that. Okay, here's that. Here's this. I'm just proving that I got it. Here's this. So yeah, I just got those today, like, maybe an hour ago, maybe just about an hour ago or 2 hours ago. But yeah, it's legit. He ultimately did do the right thing. Okay, dude, you shouldn't have done that in the first place. You should not have tried to do that whole scamming, that scamming attempt. Like, so dumb. And your justification is so stupid, and it shows how stupid you are. You are so stupid. And also, this is even more stupid. Apparently, people told me, like, his parents, like, actually didn't care, and they gave him $5,000 to actually, send us all our stuff back. And allegedly Mr. H was trying to say, like, oh yeah, this is actually a win because I got $5,000. That's not a freaking win. That's so stupid. So embarrassing. Your parents had to give you $5,000 because you want to do the right thing. Little stupid boy. Stupid boy. I look stupid right now. I haven't been working out, but he's so stupid. And it's just disgusting. This whole thing has been, like, actually disgusting. And I'm just really happy in the end that the victims won or whatever. Well, I certainly won. I got my original deal, which was favorable to me. And also he said he wanted to leave or quit the community, and he wanted to be the villain. Congratulations, you're the villain, but you're a loser. Like, you're a loser villain. You're the biggest, most comical villain ever. Stupid. Don't even try that ever again. And by the way, guys, if you know who Mr. H is, and if he tries to scam you in the future, because obviously, his collection's huge, so he may stay within the community through an alt or trading among other people who don't know. But if he's trying to mess with you, message me or one of the victims, one of the original victims, and we have his mother's phone number, which we will never leak. But yeah, he's a laughingstock now, and it's hilarious, and it's horrible for him. And I really wonder how he feels about it. Obviously, like, a really ego person like that is not gonna, like, say how they actually feel. So we'll never know how he actually feels about it. And of course, he's gonna try to play everything off as like, oh, I got $5,000, so I won, even though that looks totally stupid. And you're stupid. But yeah, it's not gonna lie. In the end, it feels pretty satisfying to know that I won. The victims won, which is good. And I hope this video entertained you guys and like really deterred potential scammers. Don't scam, because something like this can happen to you and it will like kind of ruin you. Mr. H is permanently ruined in the community. He could try to come back, but he's always ruined, like forever. Man, I'm pretty hungry right now. I'm sorry if you can hear my stomach. I'm gonna like eat after this. I'm trying to just figure out what else I should say, because obviously this might be one of the biggest like scamming stories in the community going forward. I'm sure there's like other like bigger scams out there that happened in the past within the community, but I think this is the biggest one where the scammer failed. Yeah, this is the most embarrassing scam story. And also, by the way, if you're a successful scammer or if you're a failed scammer, doesn't matter. You're both equally bad. I want to say thank you to everyone that like showed support throughout the whole process. Really appreciate that. And the community right now, the Lego World War II and the Lego military community on Instagram and on Discord, or just overall, it's pretty bad right now. There's a lot of scammers going out there. And it's a scary time. It's just bad, but we got an important win. Just a really good win here. Man, I'm just like getting emotional. This is like, and also this is just all so stupid because this is all over like stupid plastic. And listen to what I said in the video. If you're not seriously collecting, don't seriously collect, because you're gonna go through a roller coaster just like me. Thankfully, I haven't really been scammed all that much. I don't think I've ever been like fully scammed before yet. But I'm gonna make sure it doesn't happen, because I'm pretty well educated on how to detect scams, not fall into scams, and also how to find the scammer or get in contact with the mother. This is so hilarious. The scammer got his mom leaked. It's so hilarious. So funny. What else do I have to say? Yeah, Mr. H, if you're watching this, I hope you learn a lesson. I hope you get better. I don't wish anything bad on you. Obviously, I don't want you to die. I hope you become a successful person, and I really hope this whole ordeal gives you positive character development, and you learn your lesson. So yeah. What else do I want to say? I don't know. I think I'm done here. Anyways, guys. Oh, sorry. The camera just went out, and I did a really stupid face. But yeah. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you if you spent the whole time watching this. Pretty interesting story. And a really satisfying ending. Getting the mommy to pressure the stupid little kid. And the little kid like, oh, look at me, I got $5,000. I won. No. Funny. Very funny. That actually makes you look worse, by the way. Don't even say that. But yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm gonna go now. Bye-bye.
Perfect, but no, you just had to blow it up. You and your pride and your ego. You just had to be the man. If you'd done your job, known your place, we'd all be fine right now.